My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Monster Train 2. I can't even tell you what's going to happen in this run. We got a random MT1 clan to lead us, we got a random MT2 clan to follow, and a random Pyre Heart after it. No! I was going to do that no matter what it was. Hey, it's the Seraph Eternus, Chosen of Dominion, and Life Mother's Pyre. Has the option to copy cards, Merchants of Steel, Magic, and Trinkets. We also have Rector Flicker here, as well as Lady of the Reformed, on Revenge, give burnout to friendlies. 2 copies of Rot, 3 damage to deal 15 damage, 3 damage, 3 amber to deal 15 damage and apply decay 15, and 2 copies of Molten Encasement. So that means, our secondary clan is Conscripts. Interesting. Is Conscript, sorry, is Under Legion. Interesting. We'll start off by going to look at our champion. Yeah, I kind of wondered if this was going to be the case. I was hoping for Burn Bright, the 3rd line, which just has Burnout 3, but it's a 50-50, right? So obviously very easy to support that when I already have Lady the Reformed here. But in lieu of that, the thing that makes the most sense certainly is Accumulator with spawning. So Harvest and Troop and Spawn Floor. My god. Gain 5 when a friendly unit dies. There's a problem with this. I know for a fact that some things... There are inconsistencies in the on-death mechanics between these 2 clans, but specifically between Monster Train 1 and Monster Train 2. There are some things that are supposed to trigger on death that will not. For instance, if I summon a stack of fungi at the very front and the stack is 12 rally tall and then one of them gets killed by taking 4 damage to that stack, you lose 1 troop. That will trigger Harvest. It might not trigger Memorial Fund though, despite the fact that Harvest says when a unit on this floor dies, and this says when a friendly unit dies, so they both should trigger at the same time. But those have been decoupled for other interactions in the past. I'm going to take it, and I hope it works the way that I want it to. But I'm also, I'm gonna hover my button over the report, just in case. Start a battle, enemy superior floor, fine. I mean, these dregs will just cut themselves on top of the cowering sycophant at this point. So I'll take 1 damage this turn. Sorry, 3. 1 instance of damage, rather. Play out Chime of Despair. In order to make sure that I get the Collector, I have to throw another Dreg on the top line, but of course that's also more Harvest triggers out there, so I'm fine with it. Hell, I could even throw a Fungi in the front line and let it do it. Okay, let's slow resolve here so I can see whether or not I get the coin from the action that should give me the coin. Okay, yeah. Well, actually, hang on. I need to stack the fungi to 2 and then see if killing one of the troops still gives me the 5 gold. Then I'll be satisfied. Gotta be able to push damage to the back line here. Alright, let's confirm on this top line. Yeah, I got the harvest trigger from there, but I didn't get coin. A troop died, causing harvest. A friendly unit, a troop, died, causing harvest. But I do not gain 5 gold because it was not a friendly unit that died. Make it make sense. I fully understand that there could be balance reasons that you don't want that to interact like that, but it's still inconsistent with what it actually says it does. So that's a completely different conversation. I could stop, what, 4 damage to the top line if I throw that there. And then realistically, there's no way that your AL manages to beat just Rectiflicker by itself. Also, I do have a second copy of Rot, which I think is in my next hand, top card. It's not, but we're fine. We still get a lot of money out of it. It's just not all of the money. I wish it was all of the money. Tallow Drippings and Whiplash, both ways to extend burnout on a single unit. Realistically, with Lady the Reformed, I'm likely to put a second line together that does really want some additional damage and burnout from Whiplash. Molded's also there and Hollowed Droppings, but I'll start with Whiplash. Infectory. Spawn 1 whenever a unit without troop dies. Very good way to cause a bunch of spawns on that floor, very important. Glow up, advance, propagate. I do like propagating, I do like having advance in the deck, but I can get that later. I'll take the Infectory first. Merchant of Steel, Underlegion. We've got Underlegion, Merchant of Magic in the second area, so I'm likely to go Merchant of Steel, Underlegion here. I'd basically just be looking for the Underlegion unit to be good and then upgrading that appropriately. Like, I don't have units in the deck that really want to carry the upgrades from Merchant of Steel at the moment. Like, yeah, Endless could go on a Molten Encasement and give me the ability to give stealth to my friendly units consistently, but at the same rate, is stealth going to be my problem? Rectiflicker is going to have enough health to support us pretty much whenever. Right. Amorous Inoki and Moral Mistress are both here. Amorous Inoki, 1 Ember 2 size, Rally. So whenever a unit is summoned, apply regen 1 and 1 additional health to friendly units. And then there's also Moral Mistress. On Etch, apply Decay 8 to enemy units, which I have no ways of triggering Etch just yet. No consume cards. That said, between these two clans, I'm pretty likely to end up with some consume cards that are worthwhile. I'll note that I could Smidge Stone whatever I take here. So I could make a 1-size Amorous Inoki. Heck, I can make a 1-size Amorous Inoki and then dupe it. The real problem is that it doesn't increase my damage. Like, my damage on the Rectiflicker floor gathers 1 every time a unit dies on the floor. 1. That is not a sustainable amount of damage for actually contesting enemies. It's a huge amount of health, but it's not going to be able to push through, like, 140 health enemies. And Amorous Inoki doesn't fix that problem. In fact, it just compounds upon the thing that Rectiflicker is already really good at, supporting health for a unit. I think I have to take Moral Mistress literally to give me the ability to spread damage, despite the fact that I don't have a single card that can trigger it yet. I do, however, think that Smidge Stoning her would make a lot of sense. No, I did a Smidge Stone Moral Mistress thing. Do I want to constrict myself by that, though? I like the idea of Moral Mistress being just, like, there to help us cut through the bottom line. But that's also a lot of harvest triggers we miss out on if we do that. If I had a single consistent consume every turn, then this could just be the AoE that I really need to support Rectiflicker's Flaw. Probably just going to throw the damage on a Dreg, put that behind the Lady of the Reform, give the Lady of the Reform 20 extra health. Endless seems unlikely for me. I mean, I could even Lady of the Reform Smidge Stone, just give her more size to put more units behind her. I just don't think that's especially relevant. I'm almost leaning towards re-rolling here. Like, the additional health for Lady of Reform, that's 100% of the time happening. I think I re-roll for the possibility that I find something that's actually transformative here. Multi-strike's irrelevant. Dualism's huge. That's not enough. That's not okay. Those are the only two things I can say here. That's not good. Give some additional damage to one of the dregs. I don't, oh God. It's really important that I get a very good card as soon as I can. Because then I have the ability to make that very good card stupid. Smidge Stone's never going to be a bad idea to just have. I think I will Smidge Stone the Moral Mistress, just so that I can summon her again if I absolutely need to. I can't re-roll now and get anything. But this will save enough money so that I can go to Merchant of Magic, possibly hit that Under Legion banner, possibly upgrade a card that really needs it. Oof. I just don't have any spells that want it yet. Making Rot consume would be pretty good. -1 energy per turn, fine. I have no consume card, so Moral Mistress having an AoE impact is irrelevant here. You know, I think much more impactful than almost anything else I can do right now is Molten Encasing and then Whiplash it, just so that I have a third damage unit on the bottom line. No, that's dumb. It's Dreg Whiplash. Still just keep that damage, then throw the Molten Encasement on the next floor, maybe. Eager Conscript for the next floor, actually. A Rot that I literally can't even use to hit the Collector in the back line, as much as I would like to. Oh, Etch doesn't trigger on Purge, unfortunately. That would have been so good. Well, at least we're capable of killing their frontliners now. That's important. Whoa. Am I using Vetri on the top line? Because it's not going to do anything for the mid line. I'm not going to kill another unit there in time for it to do anything. Five armor every round is going to be really annoying. I'm pretty sure we're dead. I'm absolutely immediately going to run that back. I just don't really know where I was supposed to get the damage from in that run. Like, out of the choices that I had, I guess the best was throw Rot on the boss and not having access to that from having negative mana in that fight was pretty transformative. How many times did I draw Rot against the boss? It's just I don't feel like I had the ability to generate the damage that would have been required. I had a lot of low damage units offered to me, pretty much exclusively. They either reform given at the very start, Moral Mistress versus Amorous and Oki. I even took the higher damaging one. Wicklash took the damage spell. Dreg even took the damage upgrade, a thing that I typically don't respect. I just don't think I had the damage available, that one. That's okay. That'll happen sometimes. Wait, is running it back just... Oh, boy, I guess... I guess in this instance, running it back is a different clan. Alright. Seraphiternus Chosen of Entropy. Adds Curse of Entropy to your deck on Resolve Wing Spirit. Once per battle, select the heart to restore front units to full health. Primordium's here. Hello, Primordium. Crucible Warden frontline as well. Double Selfless Sacrifice, double Prismal Dust. So we have a lot of ways to give damage shield to units. Very importantly and impactfully. We also have a lot of consume cards in the base deck, right? Yeah, 4 different consume cards in this base. Before looking to upgrade my champion, let's look at our artifacts. Start of turn fully heal champions, irrelevant to a Primordial who gets eaten every turn. When you play your 20th Morsel unit of battle, deal 200 damage to all enemies on all floors. That's the only one that can be relevant, so I'll take it. Superfood. When eaten, also give the status effects of this unit to the unit that eats it. That's a really good way for me to utilize the damage shield from Prismal Dust or Selfless Sacrifice, just passing that forward to a unit that otherwise would not get it. Crucible Warden, of course, does get damage shield, but I'm likely to end up with 2 floors. 1 floor with a Crucial Warden leading it, and 1 floor with a Primordium behind something else. Especially if the Umbra Merchant of Steel... Oh, I might even still go there, despite the fact that it's Merchant of Steel in the next ring after it. I should have literally 0 problem with a mind being muddled. Perfect. Woo! Got him with a blink. Well, only ends up taking 4 damage in this fight. Pretty good. Because that one will leak through the top line, but Crucible Warden is more than powerful enough to take out this enemy. I'm eager to see what other Under Legion unit I can get as a lead. Wow, Perils of Production right there. Immortal Trade as well. Apply Lifesteal, Ember Drain 2 to a friendly unit. Obviously, both of those are status effects that would be pushed forward. Giving Lifesteal to a unit, you're also giving Damage Shield to, doesn't make any sort of sense. Perils of Production. You see it this early, you take it. You just do. Challenge, advance an enemy, and apply melee weakness 2 to them. Pretty good, especially if I get a trampling unit of any kind. Rising Rage, ascend, then advance. And Selfless Sacrifice, consume. I certainly don't need that. I have 2 copies of the base deck. I really like Rising Rage. It's good for allies and it's good for enemies. Displacing enemies and overstacking allies. I will go for the Umbra Banner as well. Multi-strike and dualism, and I can afford both of them. Well. Well. Yeah, the dualism just doubles your fuelism. I'm not capable of reliably supplying you with fuel right now. Applied by this unit. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Alloyed Construct will always be a pretty good card for us. But I think I'm going to need multiple multi-strikers if I'm running multiple different feed floors. So I'm going to give the other multi-strike to Crucible Warden, and I almost wonder if I'm better served giving dualism and, like, Valor to the same target. Or maybe I give dualism to the Crucible Warden and then the additional damage to the Alloyed Construct. We're not yet capable of feeding the Alloyed Construct constantly, but obviously we are going to be working in that direction. Start of this battle, enemy units spread each floor. Fine, I got some multi-strikers. Also, they're going to be really good Plink fuel. Perfect. You could pass forward Rage 3 this round, Rage 2 next round, Rage 1 the round after. But you also pass forward Ember Drain, so I get completely stunted on immediately. And that Rage is not much. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, so we'll throw a Rubble Morsel on the top line. And then I'm going to Barrels of Production you, because you'll die at the end of the turn, so I don't have to worry about the downside. And then I'm going to advance Primordium, and then I'm going to advance the alloyed construct, so now I'm passing forward Valor every turn. Valor is a really interesting thing to be passing forward. That's useful. I really want that collector, though. I want to throw Shield Steward on the top line as a blocker. Currently presenting 6 damage that we'll take next round. Oh, right. Of course, that ascends you. Didn't even think about that for a sec. Hang on. This still might be right. Hang on. Get him. Rise him to the top and then hit him with a blink that can only hit that same target twice now. A healer gets to the very top, that's okay. Healers are allowed to go up there. Fuel 3, that is a problem. How'd the blink on the bottom... Wait, does blink do 2 damage each time? It does, yeah. It does. Right, so that previous turn was bad, you're saying. Got it. Right. We burn out our Calcified Ember from this deck in embarrassment and then move forward. Alright, buddy, get him! Nice work, Construct. Packed Morsels. What do I need? Morsels. When do I want them? Now. Upbeat Warbler, 1 Ember, 1 size, enchant, grant, quick. Quick isn't a status effect you can pass forward, right? That enchants the quick on Primordium, who passes it forward to the alloyed construct, who keeps it forever. I suspect that doesn't happen because the AoE enchant of Upbeat Warbler is giving it to alloyed construct, and as soon as Upbeat Warbler disappears, it will just take it away, I think. I suspect. Penitent's Bloodsuit. 1 copy of it for... maybe. I will take the money instead, though. This is going to be a weird one. Large stone. Banished unit with Demonic Fledgling. Hello. 1 Ember, 2 size on strike. Gain Valor 2. On shift, gain Rage 2. Sorry, Valor 1, Rage 2. I just don't feel like I'm going to be shifting you a lot is the thing. feel like I'm looking for a leader for a third line, realistically, and that should probably be, like, Steadfast Crusader. And then Steadfast Crusader, I gotta say, you're a much better target to take a large stone, and then probably even a Heartstone as well. Oh. Okay. So, Worthy Sacrifice gives the ability to die. Reanimate gives them the ability to resummon. Fecundity gives them the ability to be back in your hand again. I'm gonna do it for Steadfast Crusader. Well, if I do it for Steadfast Crusader, I replace his ability as the problem. And if I replace his ability, he's useless. Am I overlooking the value of just putting one of these on a different unit instead? Worthy Sacrifice on... No one really wants to die. Many lives who wants to reanimate? Realistically, no one. Fecundity. Add a copy to your hand that costs an additional energy. I guess I'm just never going to play that. It's going to be the Crucible Warden? Maybe? No, because I won't ever want to use the ability. Won't I? Has reanimate. So I get to kill it every turn for a couple of turns. If it's a unit that I play over the course of battle, it would be a lot better, but... What units are like that? God, if I only had something that had an extinguish trigger in my hand, I would already know exactly what to do. I'm gonna say many lives for the Crucible Warden. Oh yeah, because you're doubling the reanimate as well. That's so cool. Total misplay? What do you mean total misplay? Also, what do I have to do? 101, so 1 is right. So, Merchant of Magic, I intend to go there. Merchant of Arms, Umbra, Armory, I could stomach that. Merchant of Trinkets after that. Okay, we are doing it. We're on the path to do the full upgrade for that. Oh god, I need not to lose this run before that happens. Please don't let me lose this run before that happens. If you have no units on the floor, Archeon gets mad about it and he punches your pyre in the face. How dare you? I don't want to throw the Steadfast Crusader on the bottom line. Literally just a thump, thump, thump. Just punch the front line every second round. Get him, Crusader. Morsels shows us Magma and Umbra and Jula. Selfless Sacrifice and Just Cause will give Primordium a lot to pass to Allied Construct constantly, which seems pretty much essential to me. Note, by the way, Primordium, despite being in the front line, Eaton says after the next round of combat, the unit will be eaten by the front unit without an Eaton ability. So, no, the Morsel Jewelers can't get eaten by Primordium and then pass it back, and no, Primordium can't eat Primordium. I could jump block on this top line, but I think I'm actually way better off not doing it and just gaining damage shield later. Blank him. I want to keep that damage shield to consistently pass it forward, so I will move my alloyed construct ahead, and then I'll just hold. No space for that shield steward. Get him. Get him. Get him, Crusader. I'm going to drop a Selfless Sacrifice and then adjust cause just to pass much better statistics again. Taking 1 damage for it. Also, with Wing's Shield, Wing's Spirit, rather, I can literally just fill the health bar of the Steadfast Crusader back up. Pretty fun. Okay. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while. Let's talk about the philosophy of undoing a turn. I'm not always going to stick hard and fast to this philosophy, by the way. Because ultimately, at the end, I am trying to create entertainment products, and if like I'm 1 hour and 59 minutes deep in a run and make a mistake that I really should undo, it's worth undoing. However, Blink hits random targets. I could theoretically use it on this bottom line and see if it hits the Savage Spearman, and if it doesn't, I can undo. However, that doesn't feel very much in the spirit of being able to undo the turn. It feels like fishing for a random outcome and then going, oh, I didn't get that random outcome, I'll undo and do something else. I'm not saying I'll never do that, but I certainly don't feel great about doing it. So in this instance specifically, I could lay Blink on this bottom line. I could theoretically hit the Savage Spearman. What I want this turn, though, is a Morsel. I'm going to collect my Morsel. I guess I guess ultimately it's if I don't have to, and I'm not going to call it cheat, but if I don't have to, what's the word I should use here? If I don't have to stretch the definition of fair, I won't. See? Totally missed there. Could use Rising Rage, push him to the next floor, something like that. Nope. Yeah, realistically, the huge downside here is you just don't have fuel, but I will draw Barrels of Production. Sorry, Barrels of Production. Oh no, you need much more food. Oh dear, that's a lot worse than I thought it was. I'm going to start preparing damage on the Crucible Warden instead, because I think that's probably going to be more relevant. I'm also going to throw a Spear Steward up there as just some additional damage for us. This is the reason to give Dualism to Alloyed Construct, by the way. This exact reason. One fuel, oh boy. And you lose a fuel regardless of the fact that you didn't even attack that turn. Mm-hmm. Yep, just a very big unit that can't do anything. Actually, hang on. Obviously, we don't play the Blink there. Obviously, we play the Spear Steward behind. Sorry, the Shield Steward behind just to do damage. Yeah, solid 40 damage. It matters. Yeah. Oh! Reanimate was very important there, as it turns out. Shroud Spike. X-Cost consume, trigger feeding on friendly morsel unit 2x times. That's a way to just have infinite fuel in alloyed constructs. Umbra Stone. Apply trample. Also huge. I'm going to take Shroud Spike because I really think I need it. Hello? What? Morsel Maid. 2 Ember, 2 Size. Hunger. Triggers when a friendly unit with Eaten is summoned. Feed on units with Eaten. And Gorge triggers when it eats a unit. +2/+2. Yeah, Yep. I'm just going to take that and figure out how to use it. Currently, really, actually, it's quite hard to use. Yes, this is going to be a problem. Right, left, right, right? 101. Right, left, right. Ember is a little more important now because I really do actually need to be able to play all of my units on that first turn. So God, what does the Steadfast Crusader do? Jeez. Unless... I mean, Morsel Maid doesn't need to be in the front line because it literally triggers when the unit is played. So if I did go capacity here, which I just clicked mistakenly, oops, I'm kidding. If I did just go capacity here, I'll have the ability to utilize it. Obviously, I won't have the ability to play it, but I will have the ability to utilize it. That's more important. Superfood 2 starts giving damage stack. Stalwart Snack gives buffet length. I think buffet length is probably more important than just starting to get some damage shield to be able to provide forward. I'd rather be able to provide it forward for more turns. Oh my god! Remove consume from packed morsels. Spell chain, packed morsels. That's huge. Also, +20 magic power on one of the flanks ain't half bad either. And then in terms of duping, another packed morsels, please, now that I have the deck that I have. Tough Nails, enemies enter with Titan 4. How likely is that to be relevant? It will be reasonably relevant against the Plinks. However, these enemies have 3 health, so Plinks is never going to be good damage against them anyway. It's still only going to be the upgraded Plink that can really do anything. Sick. I need to give as much damage as I can to Alloyed Construct, and I think passing Valor is a really important way of accomplishing that. Also gonna throw Brismal Dust for 1 damage shift. Oh, actually, Just Cause again and then Selfless Sacrifice to re-invert the order. That'll kill both of you and give Primordium enough damage to be able to start striking backliners consistently. My god. Packed Morsels. Thank you. I can literally give this guy 12 minimum. 12 minimum to eat this turn. I think one of the most impactful is going to be having Morsel Miner on this line and then eating it with a Shroud Spike to get 6 stacks of +9/+9 on the Alloyed Construct. Eating in the middle of a turn is really hard, so I'm looking for, what's it called? Is Feast? Return all consumed units to your hand. Sorry, all eaten units to your hand. And then I just keep playing that on this flip. Like, that's 100% what we're looking for. It's so good. Good damage. I'm also going to use Wing Spirit this turn to give Steadfast Carrier more damage that it can push forward there. Also, Shadow Box is starting to be built up. Fuel 7, pretty important as well. Just keep the fuel number. Those blinks aren't going to be capable of doing anything to these enemies. Alas. Corruption 5 to all of my units when it was summoned. Eh? I guess that doesn't end up changing the breakpoints for Morsel Maid taking damage there. Sure, I guess then we just need to keep you alive and keep you health. You simply need to have health. Yeah. But we also haven't even considered the possibility that I could just hit him with the Shadow Block. Oh my god, I'm literally one short of being able to hit him with the Shadow Box. Can't play any spells on this floor, though. Get him! Hannibal. Whoa. Whoa. Ember Forge, 1 ember, 2 size, 2 additional ember per turn every turn. I just have to have enough place to use it. Crucible extension, additional size on this floor. Admittedly, with the Heaven's Light and the fact that one of you cannibalizes immediately, if I need that, I've screwed up severely. Cannibalize. It's like a spells. It's like a Packed Morsels, but awful. We went 1, 0, 1. I've constantly got to make sure that I'm not going to screw that up accidentally. Unfortunately, I did miss out on an Empyrean Well in the previous area. I could theoretically use Cannibalize. I just don't want to. Because it requires that I have a morsel for me to kill. Like, there's a lot of turns where I'll draw this and I won't be able to generate a morsel and I won't be able to use it. I think it's Emberforge. I think it's just Emberforge and throw it up on the top line when I draw it and then stop thinking about it, except enjoy the fact that it's given me so much. Demon Eyes. 3 Ember, Descend, apply melee weakness 2. I really like that. Valor 2 and Damage Shield 1 to friendly units, also quite good. Begone is a really good way to push a chump to the very back of the line to reveal a secondary target. And a delay weakness 1 to all enemy units. You know what? Give me Begone. I don't draft Begone often. Let me Begone him. 1. 1. 0. 1. Look, if I don't continue doing this to myself, I am gonna forget, and then I'm gonna, no, I went in the right direction. Like, I effectively need to have exactly one thought in my head. Right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. And the thing is, if I think that enough of the time, I'm thinking right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Wait, hang on, where, huh, what? And immediately I trip myself up. Armory, Merchant of Arms. Let's look at the Umbra unit after we... All of Mirrors. How would that work? So, -2 capacity. Create a copy of friendly units on summon. So when I summon a morsel on the floor with Morsel Maid, the second morsel will be summoned, both of those morsels will get eaten. It just doubles my morsels. Of course, it doubles, so does Morsel Maker, what's his name? There's literally a unit that does that without lowering the capacity of the floor. Everlasting Light's actually a really sick weapon for Alloyed Construct to hold, because when you strike 2 times, you give yourself 4 Valor and 4 Valor to the Primordium, who then gives it back to you. I really like Hall of Mirrors. I don't know if I'm supposed to use it here, though. Because I literally do not have the capacity to have Morsel Maid behind the Steadfast Crusader with a Hall of Mirrors on the same floor. Like, literally, I can't do that. I could take it thinking that I might get future capacity, maybe? Steward's Quarters again. Meat Shield, Resolve, Restore 10 health. I mean, honestly, not a bad thing to just throw on Steadfast Crusader. I'm just finding some really nice equipment here, to be honest. I could take Hall of Mirrors, but it's speculative basically upon whether or not I get a capacity for the rest of the run, and I'm pretty likely to get a Umbra capacity somewhere. Or I could literally just draft Morsel Master and not have to do it at all. How about I do that? I'm so glad I looked at that banner before I clicked this, although, hang on. Morsel made with a Morsel Master behind. And Hall of Mirrors. I could even have 2 Morsel Masters if I play it at the right time. I probably don't want 2 copies of Morsel Made because you probably can't have 2 units both hunger the same thing at the same time. I kind of want to take Hall of Mirrors literally, like respectively, because it will be eventually absurd. It will be a multiplier at some point. I like multipliers a lot. Upgrade something being in the opening phase. This really wants to be in the opening phase and deployable, but only after I have the Ember to be able to play it, and Morsel Made, and so it's Morsel Made, Morsel Master, it, so 5. You'd immediately eat from the Primordium, but that's not relevant, really. Maybe I just save this money right now rather than go to the Merchant Trinkets. Because I still don't even know if that's ultimately going to be part of my strategy. Front enemy of each wave gets reanimate, but I get money, so I'll do it. Morsel Made's nice, but you actually aren't like my most powerful thing right now. You will be in the future, just so you know. Like this, I don't need that yet. I can build that over the course of the fight. What I really need is big bad frontline basher, alloyed constructs with some additional health support, and some damage for runaways. Morsel Master, you can hit the bottom line in anticipation of Morsel Made going there later. Enchants these units with Titan Skin. Malevolent Hunter would just go to the top line next round, but that's fine. I can kill that. Meat Shield, and I'm going to double Valor to add additional damage to the next line. Also, I need the damage on the Fallen Executioner right now, so I'll hit you for the 115. Harper's Protector is preventing Blinks from being able to do anything to these targets. That's really frustrating. There we go. I can chump block with a Spear Steward on this line if I really want to. I could use Rubble Morsel on the bottom line, 2 additional energy. I don't think that's the most important thing, though. I could even just throw a Spear Stew in the back line, capable of taking out the rest of the Protector. Yeah, that 160 health on the frontliner is not exactly what I want to see. God, I really want to draw my Morsels and my Morsel Maid. I'm gonna Rising Rage you so that I don't have to deal with you, and then I can kill both of the Malevolent Hunters instead. I don't have the ability to utilize Hall of Mirrors just yet. I'll throw you forward, burn the Ember. This next line, 2 big dudes, that's gonna be a problem. Shucks. Morsel made for the bottom line, and then super packed morsels down there. That one Fallen Execution is going to hit the top line with an absolute fury. I can't really stop that much. Let's get some damage and lifesteal on this top line. Use that as Heralds of Production fuel so that I can hit a the Prismal Dust again. And then this bottom floor. Yeah, both of them get summoned, both of them get eaten. Great. There's the second pack morsels. Nice. Link help take out a target. I'm gonna have to move your Harper's Protector to the front and then use an additional damage minion to be able to take down the Fallen Executioner, so that's just one Fallen Executioner hitting the top line next floor. Unfortunately, the one that is hitting the top line next floor is currently intending to do 3 strikes. I can't stop that. We'll be taking 16 damage to them. It's nice to have Rubble Morsels that instantly get eaten, because then the Prismal Dust is ready to use that additional energy. Oh! Oh, perfect. Absolutely came in clutch, Shadowbox. I can't believe I literally forgot that I had you. This is why we have it, damn it. So that while we're in the setup, we can set up appropriately. I mean, I'll throw an Ember Forge down on the top line. What this is really underscored is that my deck both needs additional draw. I was always going to tell you that, but it is true. Lord. It underscores that my deck both needs additional draw and many more card removals as well. Oh, well. There's the extension I was asking for. Do I have the goddamn goal to turn it down for a Void Binding? I don't know if I'm ready to be on the Ember Train. Engine upgrade, -1 capacity on the floor, +1 energy for the rest of the run. I mean, it's nice, but it's got to be the crucial extension. It's got to. Everlasting Light number 2. On strike, apply Valor 2 to friendly units. Honestly, not bad. Could I put a second one, or maybe one on Primordium even? Yeah. Descend and advance a friendly unit, deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 2 times this unit's health and armor. So realistically, that is just use 1 Ember to do 200 damage to the frontline enemy unit on the bottom line, which is almost always going to be relevant for us. I'm going to take that over Everlasting Light, because I really, like, if I don't draw it in the first 5 turns, then suddenly I've got 2 Everlasting Lights and only 1 target that really cares about holding them. Theoretically, yes, the other one could go on Crucible Warden, to be fair. But what I really need is more ways to bust through the wall. And here we are. We did it. Right, left, right. Veteran trinkets. Summon the battle. Start a battle. Summon a morsel miner on each floor. Huge. 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 Gigantic. Huge. Yep. When you equip an angel, 3/3 Valor, 3/3 Rage, 3 the regen, no. Summoning a Hymnist applies Valor 5 to friendly units, a thing that I don't have. But it would be pretty good if I had, because then that could give the Valor to Primordium, who then gives it to Alloyed Construct again. Let's look at the Sachet. I'll go first. Spike of the Stygian. I mean, it's Spike of the Banished 100%. Really good way to apply Valor to the unit that's going to be passing it forward. Obviously, I could take Spike of the League for Reanimate, but Reanimate, honestly, is kind of minor in the power that it actually offers me right now. All right, then I'll hold on to... Ooh, do I hold on to my money, or do I... I think I do 2 removals here, actually. I mean, both of the Spear Stewards are absolute chumps. They get out of the stack. The Plinks are really unreliable as well. Get one of each of you out. Next area has an Empyrean Well and a Merchant of Magic. I'm gonna hit it. Ah! What I meant by I'm a hit was my knee, apparently, as I was changing my position atop this chair. One. 2. 3, 4, 5. That'll do it. I was wondering if the auto-summoned ones would get duped by Morsel Master. I'm very glad to see they are. You come up here. I might have to use Ember Forge to jump lock. Oh, okay, never mind. Wait, hang on. You're going to try and pass forward that corruption. Might actually be for the best that you die right now. I'd have to Crucible extend the bottom line twice, actually, to be able to also have the Morsel Master and then Merchant of the Hall of Mirrors. I think maybe Hall of Mirrors should go on a different floor. Like, yeah, maybe on the Alloyed Constructs floor after it dies. I think probably the most impactful card that I can play right now is Begone on the bottom line. Inverts the order, gets the strongest enemy at the very back. I get to remove the Cherub. I get to start removing the Supplicant. Counts as 2 morsels played. But the thing is, I only played one of them. I played one of them, and it summoned another one. Other things would not consider this as a card that has been played, just because I duped a card. Although that was from my recognition of how that worked in the first game, so... see how it works here. Yeah, like... it's Hall of Mirrors for the midline. If I use Shields of Wing, I can actually kill the Blightborn Guardian. It's pretty good. Then we've just got a Nourishing Cherub on the floor by itself. Perfect. And just enough damage with Magma Morsels to be able to kill it. I mean, I just don't want any of those units to get the additional health and spikes. So, welcome to the front line, Nourishing Cherub. I have to go draw after this. I need to go through my deck faster than this. It's way too slow. Ugh. Meat Shield. Morsel Maid. Back Damper. Back. Then this midline. Right, I forgot about that. Forgot about the Shadow Box was about to go up. It's fine, I guess. Yeah, I want you to have as much damage shield as possible so you can take the rest of the damage shield. There you go. Then bottom line, you just take the statistics. Oh, you could eat so many units in a single turn, buddy. Heroic dive. What did I say it does? That's is what it does. Nothing too much else I'm really capable of at the moment, so let's just throw a shield steward on the top line, I guess. No, at some point I'll be happy that I didn't play that. Feeding on a morsel unit 2 times, don't have one at the moment. Put the healthier unit in the front line, and then otherwise give the additional damage to that top line. Mid line is really just going to be as effective as much morsel as it's capable of eating. Unfortunately, that's going to be very few here. God damn it. Gave him a huge amount of additional damage there. Oh my god. Damage shield, and damage shield! Yes! It's enough. Oh, it's enough! Oh my god. See, if we just drew those cards faster. Kindle, Eagleheart, and Umbrastone? Eagleheart, advance a unit, apply Valor 5 to a friendly unit, then it attacks immediately. It's gotta be Umbrastone with Trample, right? Yeah. Yeah. The train lurches to a stop, and you find yourself once again before an ornate table. However, this time the cards are gone, and in its place is a strange red square made of plastic and metal in a box with a strange window placed behind it. A glowing image appears on the window. It's a face that looks slightly familiar. Glad you found your way back. You're a lot smarter than you look. Here, I burned some copies for you. Get sigils. The other 2 sigils, Fecundity and Worthy Sacrifice. Wait, hang on. These can go on anyone? You didn't tell me that. I thought they had to go in the same unit. Oh my god. So if I summon you, I can then kill you. And summon you again. So when I summon the Emberforge, It gives me a unit that cost 1 ember to give me 2 ember per turn. I can kill it to give me 3 ember, and then summon another forge, and summon another forge. I can keep doing that until I just have a bunch of forges in all of my blank spaces as blockers. Alternatively, I could just put 2 Morsel Masters on the bottom line. That's a much easier way to support Morsel Maid. I think I probably want more Morsel Masters like that. Neat trick, eh? You ever seen floppy disks before? The box with the face spits out another plastic square from one of its open slots. A floppy disk. Your deck was looking a little weak, but with these, you might actually stand a chance. Thank you, Stoke. Buffet for longer. Merchant. Merchant of Magic. I will double stack that spike. Thanks. I want a spell chain Crucible extension because if I reroll and I just hit the -2 cost consume, I just throw it on immediately. I think I'm kind of guaranteed to draw that as well. Spell chain's usually pretty good on Shroud Spikes, but only when you have Morsel Embers. The morsels that give you Ember, the Rubble Morsels, in there, because then you can use the first one to gain a bunch of energy and then the second one to execute. Yeah, Spell Chain, Crucible Extension. Oh. Oh, I'm going to a Merchant of Magic in the next area as well. It's fine. I can take the Semper Stone on something else. Realistically, probably on something like Spike there, Banished. I mean, the Empyrean Well 100% is going for Hacked Morsels. I could -1 cost that Crucible Extension. Yeah, I'll play 2 Ember for that, sure. Why not? Start a battle, enemy in superior floor. That's actually pretty bad for us. I probably shouldn't click that. Yeah, I got some health to lose. I gotta tell you, I don't feel like this is the right setup for this one. Attempt an assault on your player directly. Yeah, so they're going to try and clear our lines, and then they'll have the Terrifying Amalgams come in, dealing 5 damage to our pyre every time if the line is cleared. Heck, my unit on that top line had reanimate. Without giving a bunch of damage, Prismal Dust to the Morsel Master, we are just going to lose it on this bottom line. That's just going to happen. I can't do anything about that Morsel Master. Which makes me feel like I needed to have put that on a different line. I kind of want to go back to do that. Because it being on a different line, like the middle line, for instance, will make so much difference. I need to remember that this is the fight with the Rage Wings. And then keeping our front line alive is most important. So Prismal Dust would do that. Those two 7 health units coming up next round are going to do the same. I'm going to play Amber Forge and then sack it for energy. I'm starting to believe that we don't have the damage to be able to do this in this deck. They have 500 health. I'm still not even playing Morsels. This is a Morsels deck. Morsels are my scaling, and I'm still not even playing any of them. That's a problem. That's a pretty big problem. Passing forward Valor is a really good way to gain additional damage on the field. You know what I think it is? I don't have enough damage projection. Like, obviously, like, these 400 health units are a pretty annoyance, but, like, the real problem is that these Ragewing Assassins are just going to cut down my backline constantly. I can't really do anything about that. Yeah, it certainly seems not good for that to be the case. Boy. Just off getting the Collector. Oh, man. Pass some Valor backwards. $200 damage. Heroic dive, doing the most work there is. Oh. My units don't attack first, so the Rage Wings just kill all of my Morsels. Yeah, Rage Wings terrifying. Rage Wings actually really terrifying. What is worth, everything else pretty terrifying too. We're dead. Oh, God. I'm gonna Hall of Mirrors the top line so that I can start playing some of these morsels out. Thankfully, I will trigger Shadow Box this turn. Super important and relevant, despite the fact that I am about to die in a second. Still not enough to take out the terrifying Amalgam, who will kill me within 2 strikes. Oh, you're kidding me? The Vengeful Shard is actually killing me right now. If I played out the Vengeful Shard, I would be able to survive both of the hits of the terrifying Amalgam and win the fight. God. Is there a way to do this? I don't think Hall of Mirrors is doing us that much work on the top line. It's giving us like 2 additional entities. So what if I just popped a Morsel Maid up there and then let the Morsel Maid eat all of the stuff? Hit him with the Monster Mash. Everlasting Light, Valor 2 to friendly units on strike. So you'll have 80 health left, which means you will die to the first strike of Winged Spirit. I'm gonna let the Vengeful Shard damage me here so that I can drop Everlasting Light on the field. Come on, Plink, please. Thank you. That's all you needed to do. Rubble Morsel so that I can double eat. Let's get rid of anything that's causing damage to me. Let's get rid of, or drop a Trample Stone here to push damage appropriately. The worst thing about this is the Terrifying Amalgam is going to do damage at the end of this round. Literally 5 damage. $102 Valor, 10 Fuel. You really just need more souls. On Revenge, that grants boss units additional damage. I didn't know that was the case. We're absolutely up against the wire here. I think it's possible summoning a Morsel Master to the midline, or even the top line is the right idea. Because on the top line... Actually, I'm doing it. I'm going to summon it on the top line. And I'm also going to Crucible extend that line. I think the most impactful thing is that I can do that. Because then next turn, if I have... next turn, if I have a bunch of morsels, obviously they just feed the morsel. But if I have mirrors as well as morsels, I'll get 4 morsels per morsel to morsel made. That's a huge amount of damage we're capable of doing. We can also take out the Terrifying Amalgam on that floor. That's a bad blink to a blinked. Hang on. Oh, right. I'm only duping it once, of course. I haven't even got the second dupe up. Why is the second dupe not working? The one that I don't have. Hell yeah. Oh my god. We literally have 1 health leaving this fight. Our highest priority immediately is as much health as I can get. Otherwise, I just lose in the final fight regardless. Gem Trove, I just need things that give me more morsels in the deck, thank you. Punk Shredder with Trample. Advanced units on strike, absolutely not. I would love to go to the Empyrean Well and dupe my best card, but I need health. Gain 1 Ember when a unit dies. Gotta say, that's a pretty powerful room. Start a turn, friendly units gain valor 2 if they're at the front of the room. Sure. Oh. That's important. At the start of the turn, add a common or uncommon morsel unit to hand. I literally just need more morsels. It's the most important thing. I'm going to drop a blink because literally they're not useful at all anymore. Legend of Arms. I'll draft a Boiler Room. I don't know if this run can do it. I don't think it gets large enough, fast enough to really, really be able to prevent dying. So, if I wanted it to get large enough, fast enough to prevent dying, how'd I do that? You at the front of the line, so you get Valor that you then pass backwards would be nice. I think Morsel made Morsel Master is our top line. Rising Rage to get the Enthralled Ardent off of the floor so that it can't give damage to units would be really nice. But it's also really good for getting rid of this Morsel Miner up to a floor where it's really relevant. I want to give as much damage as possible to... Oh my god, literally that was my 200th. Sick. Should I have waited a turn to do that? Maybe. There's some more units with it. No, because I have to slow down my morsel gain on the top line if I want to actually do it like that. Still 10 health. I'm gonna give that to Primordium so that it can give more health. A little bit of valor there. I want to just throw big Prismal Dust. But I also think Morsel Excavator with Shroud Spike makes a lot of sense for allowing us to push more damage. I'm gonna do a halfway version of it. Passing forward damage shield is going to be important. You better start sooner rather than later. All the mirrors. And then Rubble Morsel, top line. Okay, that did trigger 4 times. It didn't look like it did, but it did. You can tell because I got poor Ember. Right? Oh, hang on. The original probably summons a copy for Morsel Master and a copy for Hall of Mirrors. So it's only going to be 3. That makes sense. Got it. I really don't want to cast on the same floor as Chosen Ardent there. All non-boss enemies on all floors get 5 additional damage from that. No. Disables triggers and abilities. Shade Call is not an ability. However, Eaton is. I don't want to do it, but I think I have to give you Trample. God, I'm not going to be able to deal with the Avowed Gladiator next turn. Also, Steadfast Crusader is about to die. Can't really do too much about that. I need so much more damage for that top floor. God. But Chosen Un's giving 50 health to all units at the end of the battle. We only did about 50 damage to the Avowed Gladiator last turn. I am using damage shield on this top floor, so incanting up here is not a problem as long as I kill the units. Granted, if I don't kill the units, I'm gonna die anyway right now, so. It feels like the only appropriate play it on a field where it's silenced, so it dies immediately. Feels like the only appropriate thing to do with the energy is going to be chomp with it. I'm gonna blink the bottom line to see if I can kill the Harpist in the back line. I didn't manage to. I mean, we even got, like, great damage drops from all of the guys that we got this round. I just don't see any way out of this at this point. Far and away, I don't see it. Oh yeah, double summons on this floor. That's cool. I'm gonna sack both of you for additional energy. I can get a bunch of damage on the top line. Only problem is it won't be enough damage to prevent me from dying. There we go. Give a bunch of valor to the midline. Damn. I feel like I had so much for Morsel made, but even doing so, it wasn't enough by itself. That said, I was trying to run another line with the Alloyed Construct and another bottom line, and just none of them were really enough by themselves. Even all together, I was only really kept in the game as long as I was by Shadowbox and like the insanely powerful copies of Packed Morsels. Well, that's the story they wrote. An utter, utter shame. That's right, I guess hell will be destroyed this time. Umbra managed to level up to get the Blazing Bolts, rather. 3 Ember Purge. Deal 40 damage to the front enemy unit, add a stronger version of this card to your discard. Love things like that. And Chain of Gems. Add damage shield 2 to the front friendly unit summoned each turn. The first friendly unit summoned each turn, not the front friendly unit. Oops. Hopping back, we see that no one's here to congratulate us, and I'm not entirely surprised. Although I would really like to see what dialogue the Morsel Maid is capable of. I'm imagining a voice like Legion, a bunch of different small voices playing at the very same time. Hey, that's aside from the fact, which is that it's the end of the episode. My name's Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2, top left, here's playlist. For all of my content in the game, past, present, and future, YouTube recommendation down below, streaming past the names of the people generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, out about the thank you. And a special thanks this episode to Cold Heart. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.